Right, I made another little app, but it only works on Windows 95, unfortunately. Or in this case, I'm using XP. Well, in fact, you can use it on any operating system. However, you need to install another app. And this is something that I didn't realize whilst I was making it, because I was just using the same software that I used to create the Doom launcher. So my overall plan was to create an app that's like the Doom launcher, only has the ability to, search for files, drag and drop them, and create a batch file. It seems to be something that everybody really wants, although personally, I think it takes away something that from the user that they shouldn't really be doing, which is like it can ruin compatibility if users aren't aware what file it is, what version it is, what GZ Doom it came with, what source port it's built for, and stuff like that, which will all generally be in the README or the documentation for the file when it's released with the WAD. So for that reason, I don't particularly like doing it. I personally don't play Doom WADs. I've never played, despite what files I've got. Never ever played custom WADs. I've kind of opened one or two up in an editor, maybe tried one. But by the time that I finally sat down 3 years ago and played through all the Doom stuff, it's just all the same: opening doors, shooting and clicking. It's fun to mess around with. It's really cool to mess around with to Valorant. But I mean, you've got to fix so much of the game to get it working. Anyway, Doom launcher is what we wanted. But we've got a solution because obviously so many people have made Doom launchers in the past. But the most recent one that I've seen after I Googled Doom launchers or searched for it on YouTube, once I released mine, was one by this, we'll call it the Sobad Doom launcher, by the dude on YouTube. I can leave a link on the description, or you can just follow my last comment. And this is cool because to me, this reminds me of the Doom Windows 95 one. It does everything the user wants. It works. It's simple. It's small. You can't adjust it. So there's one or two features that are missing there. And it kind of does the stuff for you. And I've got no real indication as just by opening it up, like, where does it save this file once it's generated the entire command to launch the game. But other than that, it's pretty good. And the source code is available. Obviously, Doom 95 launcher looks like this. This is more what I'm aiming for, more what I wanted. Never really been a fan of vertical stuff, to be honest, but something like this that just does everything. But at the moment, we don't need any of the network application functions. So as you can see, he's got no monsters, he's got fast monsters, he's got solo, net, respawn, record demo, no music, short ticks. There's no configuration for the mouse and things, but this is pretty much a superfluous function. It's not needed at all. I do like the sound channel alterations and the music functions being as part of it, because I think that when you distribute Doom stuff, obviously you want it with the default with the music on. But when you're doing things like this, you want to be able to turn it off when you boot it up and not mess around and go to the menu. However, it's still, again, not needed. But what is good is the saving and loading of configuration files, which is missing from here. And that's the one feature that it really needs, as well as the level select and the episode select. Now, on top of that, I wanted to combine my launcher with the Windows 95 launcher next to each other as a combined sort of sobads Doom launcher 95 my launcher kind of thing. So it would be kind of those two on the side, and then we'd follow it by this final project which I call Doom Secrets, which again is running here, but for some reason the exe won't run on its own because at the moment it's built using a database, which in hindsight was a really bad idea. So removal of that database would obviously just kill the entire thing. But the whole point of it was there's like a project, Fishfax, I think it was called, that came in Delphi, which literally displayed images of fish and a description of it. So by messing around with it a little bit, you can set it up to just display the maps for the Doom photos. You want to add in like a zoom in, zoom out functionality, or just get it, scroll function or whatever. It would tell you how to get secrets from one E1M1 and so on. It'll tell you the map name, And then obviously, because I got the default fishy stuff in here at the moment, this would just be a case of any notes that you want, power times, monsters, how many there are, how many pickups there are, whatever. And I thought that would be really cool to have that on the bottom of it. So essentially you'd have all these 4 launchers built into one, and you could dock them. So that's where we're going to need to use some sort of, more modern software to be able to do that. But for now, again, the 4 work separately. The only thing I've noticed in having my own Doom loader as an advantage is it is a lot quicker to have, like for development or just playing or just messing around with it. It's a lot quicker to have this. It's just like the ability to just, once you've opened it up and you can find where everything is and load your slate, find your apps and do stuff like that. This has actually been really beneficial. It's been more beneficial to me personally than just having the ability to just sort of find a WAD. And then type a batch script, which is literally just a case of gz doom dash file and whatever the file is you want to add. How often you're going to play that same WAD? If you're going to do it a million times, then you just write the batch script once and you're done. Like a launcher's not going to save you any time. But saying that, I've kind of taken one aspect of it to build the 4th part of the launcher, which is just Doom Finder. And I've already posted that, and that's, it's just a bog standard Windows 95 file finder. You can pick your directories or whatever. At the moment, it's set to just, it's just like a normal file finder, but I've just removed all of the extensions apart from WAD and PK3. So they're the only ones that'll show up. You can choose all files if you want, or you can type, .wav in there and hit enter. But the one thing this is missing is the advantage of this and the Windows 95 thing is once you find your WAV file, or your WAD file in this case, I haven't got any function to copy and paste the string at the moment for the actual file that's available, which would be why you'd want to have 1, 2, 3, and let's do it that way because it looks a bit better. So you'd have like your 4 launchers here in one little menu that would be able to do everything. And the idea would be that people can choose their WADs in here that will make the command and the string to run the game, which then appends the XML file that's linked to this launcher. And that XML file contains all of the links. Like if you click Doom DOSBox, it's going to run my DOSBox with the config file that then loads all of my Doom options to load Doom. So if somebody wants to change that, they can then just modify that conf file directly from the launcher. And that would be useful because that would be building off this this save configuration, copy configuration type thing, which would just be down here somewhere. Obviously, all of the other options here we don't need because they're integrated to this, and then this would pass all the information into here, and everyone could just go, okay, I want to, boot up Doom 64, but I want to add some cheats and do this like warp 1.1 and make sure that I've got commands that I can add and stuff like that, turn on God mode and stuff. Everything should just be super simple. Doesn't need any of these, flashy images for WADs and things that like Bethesda have done. But anyway, I'm ranting too much now. This pretty much explains everything. 10-minute video is enough. You can see the principles. I can give away the source code for the Delphi project. And if somebody's running, Windows XP or Windows 95 from a virtual hard drive, there's no reason really not to just install random old school software that you can do cool stuff with. And Delphi is definitely one of them, since they're still going nowadays. You can still make apps with it. I think it's like industry standard for Pascal and object sort of oriented coding or whatever. But don't quote me on that because I'm a shit coder and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, anyway, there you go. Enjoy it. Make some use out of it. Again, if you could just upload the virtual hard drive, I suppose. There's one fix you need to do for Paradox and OBD if you install it with Delphi 4. But users familiar with PC should just be able to read an error message and go, okay, that's what I need to do to fix the error message. So yeah, cool. Enjoy.